Guys, what's up? This is a top 10 video. My name is Spidey.
Just did one.
I know, and this one's going to be even funnier. These are going to be the top 10 worst decks I have ever played.
Funnier?
Yeah. Did you just hear the title? These are the top 10 worst decks I have ever played. When I go into this, it's going to be a mix of fusion of these decks are bad because of the cards I put in them. I'm trying to like force a deck.
Funny. I'm gonna just go.
See, this is the deck that I said it. You'd be like, I can do this alone. I don't need you, Evan. Let me do it.
My favorite is that this whole video is gonna go, and he's not gonna mention Celtic. I'm calling that shit now. He's gonna be like, no, cause man, that's a good deck. And
I'm gonna just be sitting here like.
I'm like.
Hello, I'm the Ferry, and you're watching Underground YGO with Spidey and Kisame.
The reasons why some of these decks will be bad will be because of me trying to force a deck that doesn't belong, or because of my inability to like understand the deck. So that's why I'm giving like some of it being my experience versus me playing the deck. So if you have any decks like that, comment them down below, let us know, and then let's get straight into it. Do you have anything?
Yeah, please donate to our Patreon because our co-star Spidey, he's developed a very serious virus, and I don't want to lose my friend.
Don't you have to like put like a bag in your stomach to take it? Number 10 is Ragnarikers. So the lower it is going to be like, this is like a pretty good deck. It's just my inability of how to play it.
Okay.
Because Ragnarikers is it's an archetype that kind of goes around insects, reptiles, and another type. Mm-hmm. Insects, reptiles, and this third one in there. It's definitely a third one. But I tried to just make a pure insect version of it.
Okay.
I tried to co-opt it because I'm like, ooh, I like insects. You know me, I've always wanted to make an insect deck. So it's like anytime I can, and that's where a lot of this deck, there's a lot of this list is gonna come from. It's gonna stem from me like, ooh, I've always liked this. I wanted to try that, but like I'm gonna co-opt something good and like try to force something in it that doesn't belong. So that's definitely why Ragnarok is my number 10, because the version of it that I made, plants. It was plants, insects, and reptiles, and I've always had plant decks. You've known me. I've played plant decks. I like insects. I thought insects and plants can have a happy marriage. But my problem with that deck is, in order to get that deck started, I relied too heavily on Evil Seed. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get Evil Seed the first turn, you can't kind of get into your plays. So it's like, when I only have 3 copies of Evil Seed and 3 searches for Evil Seed, it's like, well, you only have 6 cards out of a 40 card deck to like get your shit started. So if you don't get it, you just like ass the fuck out. So I'm like, it's a pretty bad day. So, but it can be good if I just play it the correct way.
Okay.
I made it bad. Moving on up, my number 9 worst decks that I have ever played is Ninjas. I think Ninjas are generally a bad deck, but because I refuse to play them in the control style that they kind of normally have, that made them even worse. Like, that was me just like, because I like ninjas. I've always played Six Samurai. I've liked ninjas. I've watched Naruto. Like, I like ninjas. Even when I was a kid for Halloween, my go-to costume as a kid for Halloween was always a nigga. I mean, a ninja.
Me too. I'm in blackface.
That's exactly what I had. Oh my god, with AI existing, I can't wait to put like a prompt. Make him blackface. I like the ninjas. I like their ability to get into their field spell when they made the new field spell for them. I like that. I did like the Link monster. I did like how they could, get rid of their monsters, bring out a bigger monster. It's just that the bigger monsters I wasn't really a fan of. But some of their effects are really kind of like, a little...
That's probably how I felt about Subterrors.
Yeah. I like Subterrors would be on the list, but it was just like, I wouldn't claim them as a deck that I tried. It was just like, oh, it was a... Because these are things... I'm trying to name decks that I actually really tried to play versus like a deck and be like, oh, I'm interested, let me learn, and then I'm like, oh, it's not for me. But this deck's like that I've tried, and like, oh, it's not for me. Like, I tried Salamander Grace, but it's not for me. But like, just certain decks is like, I want to like, no, this is a deck that I really like. I was running it for at least 3 months of like, no, this is mine. I'm making it work, and it just. Number 7. Oh, this is bad. This is a bad deck. This can honestly be higher. Matter of fact, let me switch this around. My number 7 is my Ojama King Troll deck. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if I had it when I met you. I might have had something like, because I used to remember, this is Cody's deck. And it was like, it was an Odama deck. It was like the troll version of it.
Odama deck.
Odama. It was an Odama deck, but it was the...
Cody's his brother, for the people that don't know.
Now they gonna look him up.
How are they gonna find?
It was a troll deck based on zoning out. Something like I used Ojama King with what's it called, Monster Zone,
Yes.
where you
Ground collapse.
Ground collapse. There you go, Monster Zone.
Thankfully, I speak Evan.
You don't understand what I'm getting to. Ground collapse. When I play ground collapse, I used to play ground collapse on my master deck, I think, at one point.
You did.
So these are just like those cards that those run-of-the-mill odd cards that I just always find these interesting, and I'm like, I try to force it into a deck. So I definitely think that Ojama, because it's not really a good deck. So I just think that was just like a troll deck that I had that just really wasn't good at all.
Okay.
Did I ever play you with that deck before?
I think you have.
Yeah, it's I'm sorry.
You know, it's funny. A lot of this video is you being like, you know, the deck is just not good, or I just wanted to take it in another direction. I want to hear I'm trash. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear I'm trash. I'm the reason this deck couldn't take off.
I said that for Random Rikers. I was trash. I could not make that work. I am trash. I could not understand them. My number 7 is Pure Wing Dragon of Ra. I tried to. There was a time where I really tried, because I love Wing Dragon of Ra. Was my favorite Egyptian god cards. You've never seen this deck. This is how bad it is. I never even tried to entertain the conversation with you. But behind the scenes, I was working on a pure version of Wing Dragon of Ra. And that shit was god awful garbage. Could not play through a negate. Could not move. It was very one-noted heavy. And my whole thing was, let's summon Wing Dragon Raw. You know, and then mind you, there's people out there who play Wing Dragon Raw decks and do really well. I can't even get to half of that level of success with Wing Dragon Raw. It's me. I don't even want to blame the
My
cards.
cousin uses the Winged Dragon of Ra, but he mixed it with the trains, and he, you know, does like the
Because of
train.
level 10?
Well, I don't know if that was the reason why he mixed it with the trains, but I know he did the train side, where, you know, you could do the rank up with, like, oh, I'm not going to do all this extra damage, and then he had, like, the Winged Dragon of Ra, like, support cards with it at the same time, so it was basically, like, you dealing with the trains, but on the flip side, you could deal with Ra.
Let's move on up. My number 6 was Evil Heroes.
Okay.
I did try to play Evil Heroes, a pure Evil Hero deck, and this was before Bane, Malicious Bane.
Okay, well,
And
now that
then
Bane's here...
now you understand. Oh, well, no, I mean, you probably could make a pure Evil. I didn't care for Evil Heroes after that.
Okay, fair
Because
enough.
it was like, Heroes got to
I
a
mean, to be
point-
fair, using it before Bane is just not worth it.
Now you understand where I'm going.
I understood from the very beginning.
No, but you have to
Bane.
understand how stupid...
No, I think you need...
No, you don't understand how stupid I am. Where I took a clearly, obviously bad deck and was like, I think I could do something with that.
Yeah,
and it was all off of Dark Gaia.
That's a similar track record for you.
Yeah, and it was purely off of Dark Gaia. Like I've had the other
You've done
ones
that shit before. I remember you doing that.
with Dark Gaia, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like Dark Gaia, I've had an affinity for Dark Gaia. I just like the concept of like you just put the deck together because I had cards like Marju Garza in them. So it's like that wasn't a foreign concept to me of how I like to build my decks. I normally try to take these odd effects or the run-of-the-mill type of things and put them together to make a deck, and it was just something that was just like, I put that so high up on the list because I went into that deck knowing it was bad, but I pretended like it wasn't as bad as it was. And mind you, I'm talking about Evil Heroes before Malicious Bane. I think now pure Evil Heroes could work. They have enough to be their own deck. It's just that, honestly, if you're going to make any hero deck, you have to mix them all together. Like, that's just the best version of hero deck. You'd be asinine to go away from any version of it outside of putting them all together. So, yeah. My number 5 is, this is bad. This is me. This is bad. Shaddoll, Invoke, Branded. I tried to mix all 3 together. Do you y'all not hearing me? Shaddolls, Invoked, and Branded. 3 decks that are fine by themselves. Shaddoll Invoke could probably work. Invoke Branded could probably. You put all three?
I think the issue is, I don't think you can run Invoked and Brandeds together because they both require normal summons. Shaddolls, you could kind of get around it a little bit better. Shaddolls, I think, could work with Invokes or Brandons individually.
Brandeds could get around the normal summon. They have a bunch of cards that substitute.
Yeah, but still, I feel like they both genuinely still appreciate that. Well, first of all, you failed, so...
Thanks. Thanks.
My favorite, you were like, well, actually, you failed.
Let me remind you, these are your worst decks, Evan. And mind you, you know me as like the weird scientist concocting all the weird and stupid shit, trying to put it
I
together.
want to put like a photo of like magical scientist right here with Evan's face on it.
Putting them all there, and it's just, that was one of my worst creations that I've ever tried to force. Because I played Shaddolls, I played Invokes, I thought Shaddoll Invoke would work, so I'm just like, oh, just add a little bit of Brandon in it, because Brandon is pretty good. It was like, no, buddy.
You see, this is what I think you fucked up at. I think you should have taken it another step forward. I feel like if you haven't succeeded, try again, and then just take those 3 decks and just add fucking Rescue Ace into the mix. Maybe throw Celtic Guardian. Maybe that would be the golden gear that would click in your head, and then everything
Celtic Guardian was already there. Obnoxious and Nimble Manga were in the deck.
I think I see where you fucked up.
Imagine if I told you every deck that I've listed so far had Nimble Manga and Obnoxious. They didn't. But a fair number of decks that I have mentioned have had those cards in them.
Now, the good thing is that I could sit down with you and we could appreciate the view. See that deck?
This is when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was such a simpler time.
Yeah, and Celtic Guardian was around then too. And he was...
And when we put our 2 decks combined...
Don't try
we
that.
know, it was awesome.
It was awesome, but... You see this? This is a testament to its time.
You know what I just found out really recent? Mind you, everybody, he's talking about he has a version of his master deck from 2009.
Yeah.
That we played back when we was playing in 2009. So he has like a very old version of his deck where me and him used to go head to head, and it's on the wall behind us. And as I'm looking at it, it's just a bunch of beat stick cards and trap cards and stop attacks. And spell cards to destroy monsters and take control of the field. That's pretty much all the deck is. And as I'm looking at it, what I learned recently was Sandgan got an errata. I didn't know that. Because there's like this whole thing, this controversy in Yu-Gi-Oh! Going on right now with like timetables thing with like, Time Wizard format. Whereas like in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, they let you play. They pick 3 old formats and you can play in a tournament in those formats, but you can only use cards that were released up to that format.
Yeah.
So that was like a really cool thing that brought back a lot of older Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. And then they recently introduced a rule where they said that, all right, you can use all the old cards, but you have to use the updated text.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? That's so weird.
I just wouldn't listen to that. I mean, if you're at an official tournament, you have to. But,
Yeah,
but if I'm like dueling people one-on-one on my
Well,
own...
if you want an air fryer, you better get that shit going. My number 4 worst deck that I've ever built is Dark Magicians.
Okay.
I tried to make a pure Dark Magician deck before.
How long ago? Because if it's anything past like 2-3 years, I'm going to be like, don't fucking...
I have been trying to make this deck
Yesterday.
since COVID. Since before
You
COVID.
look like you have COVID.
I sound like it too. But since 2019, 2020, I was working on a pure Dark Magician deck. And I have been secretly behind the scenes trying to... The problem is I've never gotten into a place where I was confident enough to be like, and I have this new formation that I would love to face you with. I've never had that.
Because you're the type where I feel like you would be the type where it's like, I got out Dragoons. That's all I need.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah,
No, this is me we're talking about. I have to put a twist on it. See, now I have to put a twist on it. You know what I tried to do with it? I'm trying to make it the Chaos deck. Why the fuck would I do that? Why the fuck would Dark Magician be Chaos? He does not need that. He is fine by himself.
It's like, you know what he needed? He needed Blue Eyes in there too.
No,
I want the economy of the being kind of...
Because they made the Paladin one, he's like a light monster, and I just went overboard with that. I just went overboard with the light monster. I'm like, oh, you just had Effect Veil and there's another light monster. And then you got enough. You can make something happen with that. And it was just, That was woo. That was a bad deck. Why did I write that? I wrote a reason down with every deck. This was this was Dark Magician before the new 1-card combo that they have with the new card that they just put out. The Dark Magician, where now you have the 1-card combo that goes straight into the goons.
My favorite is if you would have been like, this is when I tried making Dark Magician before Magician's Rod. I was like,
But moving on up, my number 3 worst deck that I have ever played is Dark Scorpion Deck Destruction.
okay, I remember that. I remember
Yes, there you go. These are old school. I'm going back to, this was 2005, 2006, guys, that I played a Dark Scorpion Deck Destruction deck. This was back when
I'll say this, it was kind of fun. It was bad, but fun.
No, because that's the thing. Like because when he met me, I had 6 decks. So when I had my 6 decks, I tried to make all 6 of these decks revolve around something different. You know, the Sphinx cards in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first deck, and then I believe the second deck right after that was the Deck Destruction deck, where you had the Chain Destructions, you had Donzalug, and you had the Thorn Lady and the Gorg and shit like that. Like I had all of them, because I like them. I really do like them. I like the concept of deck destruction. I just like different ways of how to win. So when cards used to have those effects, and mind you, I'm the guy that played Reversal Quiz. I'm the guy that played Question. Like
Final Countdown.
Yeah. I played Final Countdown? Yes, I did. I did play Final Countdown. But different ways of how to win, I've always been that player. So with a deck like that, that was one of the decks I wanted to do. But genuinely, even back then, that was a bad deck. I played that deck knowing it was bad because it was like the totem thing of like, you gotta get through my 6 decks to get to my master deck. So it was like, that was one of the decks like, yeah, you're clearly gonna beat it, but it's just like you weren't prepared to think like this. My number 2 worst deck that I have ever played. And now this one, me. All me. I'm trash. No way other way about it. Sushi deck. The sushi.
Okay.
That is not a bad deck.
To be fair, honestly, that deck very much suits you.
I love sushi.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like, bro, it's sushi deck. Sushi. I'm a sushi man. I should be right up in there. I cannot understand that deck for the life of me. I see it getting played. It makes sense. It's like I watch it, I understand it, I read it, I get it. Time to play it. What the fuck just happened? Bro, I don't understand what my problem is with that deck. I like fire cards. I don't have a problem with that. You summon one, especially summon the other one from the hand, and it automatically gets you straight into the one from the extra deck. The extra deck brings out the other. It's not a hard concept, but I cannot win using that deck for the life of me. That deck escapes me. I did not understand sushi cards, and I don't even want to say I mixable cards that had no business in there. It was just maybe I'm not maybe I'm just dumb. It's the best way I can put it. Because it's like,
I'll judge it by hearing number 1.
my number 1 of the worst decks that I have ever played. What do you think it is? It is not Earth deck.
I should.
That's not the Earth deck, because the Earth deck has something. I was cooking with it. It was something. That's an honorable mention.
All right, at least that's an honorable mention.
That would be like number 12.
I love that where you showed the dance. I'm gonna get to the others too.
That was my number 12. Well, any other deck that you think is like a runner-up for like one of the worst decks? This might have been a deck.
I'm not gonna say it because you know what I think it should be, and you're gonna turn around and you're like, no.
You gonna say Celtic Guardian?
Absolutely.
But what Celtic Guardian deck? Which
Any,
version?
all.
Any iteration of that shit.
Yes.
The Celtic Guardian deck that I have now with the Noble Knights is fine. That's such a fine deck.
Duel me.
You keep saying that, and you might lose. You might just.
If I lose, I will.
You might have to shut up forever. But then the thing is that you're the type of person.
I have to catch myself. I was like, if I lose, okay.
But you're the type of person where you would lose to that deck and you go, yeah, but I didn't lose because of Celtic Guardian, though.
Yeah, that's it. You have to beat me. You have to beat me with that handicap.
Then let me use my primary Celtic Guardian deck because you're more likely to see Celtic Guardian there.
All right, that's fine.
Because he's more of like a mainstay. And,
all right, so what's his number 1? You think's about to start and do a new clip?
Oh, it's going to the second clip. My number 1 worst deck was my Fire Tornado deck. That was a deck that I made in 2000.
There's only one thing that these people wanted to see.
What?
You know what it
No,
was.
no.
It was Captain Guardian. We all wanted to see the realization.
No! The Fire Tornado was a deck that I made This was back when structure decks first started coming out.
Oh, okay, great.
I tried to mix Harpies with Solar Flare Dragon.
Oh, wow.
It was like a Harpy burn deck. And it was god awful. It was like it was just the name Fire
What made you think it was god awful?
Well, looking back, I think I was just so dead set on the name Fire Tornado, like a fire vortex.
Uh-huh.
So it was like, I was just so dead set on that I didn't care about how the deck worked. Was there any real synergy? No. Was there any wins? No. Was it creative? No. It was really just a hodgepodge of burn cards
You know what I'm
and
gonna
Harpy
do?
cards.
So I'm gonna take all the things of you bashing of that deck, and I'm literally gonna start talking about Celtic Guardian first, and then you're like, "Can it do this? No. Can it do that?
No.
Is it creative?
No.
And then I'm just gonna post it just as is, and I'll be like, yeah.
He knows what's up. So, guys,
Spidey, I'll title the video Spidey's Final Realization.
this is my top 10 worst decks that I have ever played. I would love to see him kind of get into that, of his own little list of worst decks. in his opinion
Everything
that
I played is great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I failed plenty of that.
When I think about it, it just comes up. What are the worst decks that you guys have ever played? Don't forget to comment down below.
I
I'll be right
told
there
you
looking forward to
not
see
to
that shit.
smash any of these North Carolina hookers.
I did it. And this cough has been here for 3 weeks now. This is like the third week going on.
Did you hit
Third,
up or not?
going on the fourth week.
I told you to quit these hookers.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, send us money because I'm clearly dying.
What do you do when your best friend goes out and hangs out with hookers?
Like, why are you still on that? That was a year ago. Bye.
Hey, this is Seno Kaiba. Listen, Kasame and Spidey, I just want to tell you something. You're both third-rate duelists with fourth-rate decks. Oh, and I play my Blue Eyes White Dinosaur.